All right, what'd you think of the Fantastic Four workout, ladies?
Good.
It was good?
But I didn't survive for it. My legs hurt.
Your legs hurt? And you kept complaining you're sweating, right?
Yeah.
But we survived all 4 rounds, right? Okay.
I was trying to stay
Thumbs up, right?
candy.
All right. You were trying to stay in it for the candy? Hey everybody, so today is one of my rest days, but I usually like to do something on my rest days, whether it's some stretching or moderate intensity exercise, and we are on self-quarantine right now because of COVID-19, but I have been doing something I'm a little embarrassed of for probably a month now. And I'd also kind of hit my breaking point because we have had colds and illness going through this house for, a month now, probably, maybe even longer than that. So the one night I was sitting watching TV and I thought, I cannot sit here and watch TV anymore. I'm going to lose my mind. And my house has a pretty good setup in regards to, we have a big circle around our hallway and our toy room area. So I started walking my house and I really enjoyed it. And I actually start a lot of my mornings off like this anymore. I will actually drink my cup of coffee while I walk and just sort my thoughts out to start the day. I'm not feeling it at all today. I'm just pushing through. Today is the 400 challenge at the end of month 2, and total honesty, I'm not really feeling it. I've actually, the last week or so, have been having neck and shoulder pain. The neck issue isn't a new issue. I've had this for probably 10 years now. Actually, I want to say it was in 2013, maybe? I don't know. I completed a round of P90X. I took a bit of a break, and then I tried to jump right back in full force. And I went into a decline push-up, and pain from the base of my skull down my spine in between my shoulder blades. It just shot, and I seized up. I actually had to roll off the physio ball, and I was walking around like this. So after massage therapy, chiropractors, and physical therapy, it was just determined that I had a muscle imbalances. So I had certain muscles that were really, really weak and certain muscles that were overpowering, doing jobs that they weren't supposed to be doing. I don't want to say that the program is doing it, because obviously I've had that for a long time. It's actually part with my history of neck issues and posture issues. It's part of the reason that I'm really grateful that Jeff includes rotator cuff exercises, because P90X did none of that. And I don't want to say P90X caused the problem. I just think it definitely exacerbated a problem that was already there. And the neck issues get worse when I'm doing a lot more reading, because I'm hunched over books and I'm in all sorts of funky positions in chairs and in bed. And obviously with quarantine and shelter at home going on, I'm just doing a lot more reading. That being said, with that going on, I've been trying to do a little more stretching and conditioning work. It's actually why I would kind of gladly swap out the burst training for some more conditioning or postural correctional exercises, I should say, and stretching, because I'm really bad about working stretching in if I'm not going to a yoga class or the program doesn't have it built in. But that's on me. That's not on the program. So back to the 400 challenge today. Originally, after month 1's 400 challenges, I was hoping to not have to modify so much, like push-ups on my knees or having more of an incline in my inverted rows. But that being said, I probably going to do it the exact same way I did in month 1, because I don't want to cause any more neck or shoulder pain. I also I'll time myself, but I'm not going to push it. I want to continue with the program. I don't want to have to stop. So I think that's about it. And as you can see right now, I'm in my pajamas. I'm not working out right at this moment. Planning on doing it in a little while. end of month 2, 400 challenge. I finished in 15:04. Definitely didn't beat last month's second time. I think that was 13 something, but considering I didn't even want to do it in the first place, I'll take this for a win. So I got core tomorrow, rest day, another hardcore training day, and the 20 up, 20 down challenge, which the 20 up, 20 down, I've read people said it's easier, it looks easier, so see what happens. Week 1 of month 2, just finished the first dedicated core workout. Just about finishing month 2, so a little comparison of where the abs were, where they're at now. Not too bad. Today is technically that middle of the week rest day of week 8, but I decided it's gorgeous out and I want to go back to month 1. Day 16 was a burst training called cone drills. It was January, I think, when this first came up in the schedule, and you could not do it in January in Illinois, so I'm gonna give it a try and see how it works out with my limited space in my backyard. Last day of month 2, 20 up, 20 down challenge. So that is, you've got 1 minute to complete 10 push-ups, 5 inverted rows, 10 squats, and 10 jumping jacks. You're to do this 20 times. Minimum, you have to do 15 rounds to move on to month 3. But whether I make it or not, I'm moving on to month 3. And if you finish your exercises with time to spare in that minute, you can use that remaining time for a little rest. So I originally said this looks easier than the 400 challenge, but I guess it's time to put my money where my mouth is and see if it looks a lot easier on paper than it really is. So here we go. More to go. All right, so it's official. I made it all 20 sets. During my time to think, I don't know that I would say, I'd say this is easier on a strength side. I think there's a little more cardio, not a ton, but the racing that 1 minute amps up the cardio in my opinion, because just about every round, minus the last couple, I had about 22 seconds of rest time, and that rest time was amazing. So that was what was pushing me to continue and keep up my pace. You'll notice I started out with regular push-ups and then I went down to my knees. But just doing those first, I want to say 3 rounds of regular push-ups is an improvement for me, so I'm stoked. I did still modify my inverted rows, but they weren't killing me. I mean, it was still, they were still difficult, but when I pick up in month 3 and I've seen inverted rows in the schedule, I'll definitely be working more on straightening my legs and having less incline, so more of my upper body doing the work, less bracing my weight with my lower half. So I think that's it. Moving on to month 3, got to take my final photos. You know what? Look at, see, that's wet. That's right, that's a workout right there. That is not added on for special effect. So, all right. One last thing I wanted to make note of. Earlier this week, I was talking about not feeling the 400 challenge. Honestly, even today, I was like, I'm really not feeling the pushing through a challenge. But the competitiveness in me, once I can get a little bit of willpower to get down here in my basement and get started, with that clock going, there's like a switch. It just clicks and I get into it. And honestly, the challenges, another thing that kind of keeps you going is it's 15, 20 minutes. Like, come on now, you can get down there and do this and just get it over with and go on about your day. So I've been contemplating what I'm gonna do after I'm done with this program. And I think I'm gonna move on to AX-2. That's after lots of going back and forth between a couple of programs. I think that's the next one I'm gonna take on. And the one thing that's different about that program from this program, from what I've read, is every week is a different phase and every week ends in a challenge. So we'll see how I feel when I have to be doing them every week. All right.
a quick review or final thoughts on month 2. I like the change up to the total body workouts. You'll see a little bit more like compound movements. There's definitely a progression from month 1. So you'll see a lot of the same moves from month 1 and new moves. And then some of the moves from month 1, they've just become a little more explosive. Like instead of just regular push-ups, now you're doing clapping plyo push-ups, or a little more like hops and jumps in some of the exercises. You can still get the workouts done in roughly 30 minutes. One of my complaints, I said this in a previous video though, was there's only 2 full body strength workouts a week. The other strength workout is a dedicated core day, and I just found I wasn't completely satisfied with only doing strength workouts twice a week. But there is a lot of room in the schedule to modify it more to what you would want. So if you saw the previous video, I ended up pushing the core workout into one of like the burst training days and doubling up on one of the strength workouts for the week. So I was back to doing 3 strength workouts a week by the end of this month. There's also the possibility, if you want to just continue moving on and get month 2 over with quicker, you could easily shorten your weeks up and probably get the weeks done in 5 days rather than 7 days. There's the same 400 challenge from last month that you repeat. And then there's the new 20 up, 20 down challenge, which, as I said earlier today, I'm not always looking forward to the challenges, but once I get started, the competitiveness in me kicks in and I really kind of want to see what I can do. It is definitely a subjective way to see your improvements, strength-wise, beyond photos or however you're judging your improvements. The burst training, I feel like it's going in the right direction, I guess I should say. You still, like 50% of them have to be done outside or you need space, which with the weather getting nicer around here, that's becoming more of a possibility. And I'm finding certain exercises or certain workouts that I couldn't do when the weather wasn't very nice, I've got the opportunity to do now and I'm enjoying them. There's also more of a strength component to probably about 50% of the burst training in this month, and I appreciated that, especially with in the beginning when I was only doing the 2 full body workouts a week. But I still would honestly take and exchange one of the burst training days for a corrective exercise day or a combination of both. I will try to get some corrective exercises in. I don't have a routine for that yet, which brings me to the sore and stiff muscles I'm slowly developing. I think, as I said earlier too, it's probably because I'm horrible about stretching and I need to probably be doing a little more corrective exercises. But I do still very much appreciate the rotator cuff exercises he's included. Lastly, I just wanted to make note of one thing, and this happened to me yesterday. And I think this is the second time it's happened to me. I've had technical issues with the website where the videos don't play. I assume we are still, it's the middle of April and COVID-19 is going on. So I would assume the website is probably just overloaded with people. But it's happened to me previously where you couldn't play the videos.
Just want to send a final thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm enjoying making them. They're actually kind of keeping me motivated, and it's kind of fun to watch your progress. So I highly recommend it if you have the ability to do it. I'm going to take my next couple of rest days and see you in month 3.